Welcome to the Season 1 reunion of Set It Off Atlanta. I'm the host for today's festivities, Auntie Carell from Minority Report Podcast. New episodes every Monday, by the way, so subscribe. Thank you very kindly. And I think we're going to introduce the cast here, so here we go. Coming to the stage is Papa Smurf himself, Enrique. You can clap for yourself. You good, you good. Good to see you, boo. Look great. Terrence, where you at, boo? Come on down, London.
You can do an auto.
Okay, now. Tony, where you at, man? And who's next? Is it Liam? I think so. Come on, Liam. And come on, DeLon. Yeah, come on, with the bundles, Chauncey, where you at, boo? Shantika. You look gorgeous. I know that's right, serving Badiati. Marciano. And last but not least, Bus Clown. But before we get into all the craziness of the season, we're going to give you a quick little recap. Obviously see not everybody's here for one reason or another. Enrique, do you think certain people are not here because they want to avoid accountability?
That's a good question. I actually can concur with your conclusion that some people did not want to own up to things that they have been parts of. And it's actually disheartening because they put themselves in these situations and now they're not here to defend or talk about those situations. So I will say that it's the lack of accountability there.
Are you frustrated, disappointed?
I'm very disappointed, mainly because in the beginning of this season, when the group got together, one of the first questions in the group was, "When is the reunion?" And that was before episode one even aired. So for them to not even show up when they have been asking for so long, it's kind of, again, disheartening and heartbreaking because you put in this body of work and you put out this to the world, and now you are not here to conclude it for them to understand what's going on. So.
Anyone else? Shantika, you feeling the same?
I knew you was coming. I believe you can create a narrative with one or two people, but the truth has to be told when everybody is in the room. So you can't say, I said this or I didn't say that when you're with one or two people, but when everybody's in the room and they're hearing the truth, then the real truth gonna come out.
Okay. Love God is dropping gems already. I know that's right. Terrence, did you have any reservations coming into this season, especially after the drama of the last reunion? Were you hesitant coming into this season? That part.
I did because, especially bringing new people into the picture, I was like, Lord Jesus, help me. And people who truly know me know I don't like to get to know new people.
Oh.
I just don't. I'm fine with the people that I know. My circle is very small, so I'm fine with that. But something said to me, no, open yourself up, try to get to know. I tried. I tried.
And what happened?
Clearly, nobody was receptive of it. So that's fine. Some people were.
Yeah.
Some
I
people
would say
were.
nobody.
Some people were, but there were some people that I tried.
Okay.
Yeah,
Were there some people that you didn't try?
You know what? I will say this: there are some people that I could have worked harder with, and one person in particular knows that because we had several conversations. That was with Marciano. I could have tried a little bit harder, and Marciano and I were on a couple of lives previously, and even just the other day. And I said he came to my mind because, and I've told him this. He knows this. I forgot about him, and so no, I've told him this. You know me, I'm real.
Oh, no, I mean, it's the truth.
I'm a straight little case. And I told him this, and I was just like, I forget about you, but I'm going to make an effort
Right.
to try to get to know you.
Yeah.
But and then some people didn't give me the benefit of the doubt, and that's cool too.
Who?
So one person's not here.
Okay.
Huh? Oh, JT. Oh, I I'm saying, yeah.
Okay.
Give me the benefit of the doubt. I did my best to give her the benefit of the doubt, but it wasn't receptive, and she already created her own judgment of me, and that's cool, fine, dandy. You know, I'm not gonna be liked by everybody. I'm cool with that.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Marciano, just hearing that, do you feel like you put enough energy into like establishing relationships with the cast and specifically Terrence?
Specifically with Terrence, I wish I could have worked more with him. We did have a scene together where we did the T-test.
Yeah.
We did that. I wish we could have worked harder or worked together, and also other group members as well. I wish that I could have done more with the group, but I'm like a private person, so.
We'll get on that a little later. Tony, coming into the group, I mean, you set the scenes quite early in the season. Coming in as a new person to this group, and then also doing like the dinner with Rodney and everything like that, did you instantly become comfortable, or you're like, you know, it is what it is, I'm going to be myself entirely, and if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't.
Well, first off, when I first met the group at the K3 event, I was being me. I'm comical, I'm funny, I like to read, and I'm a jokester.
Okay.
So when I introduced myself, which I don't think you guys got to see, I spoke about myself and my partner. Pretty much everybody on this set either knew someone or knew someone that knew someone on this cast. I knew absolutely no one.
Okay.
And I stressed that to 110 degrees. I knew no one, including Rodney. I never met, saw, stepped on his foot, asked could he scoot over while I ordered a drink at the club. None of that.
None of it.
So, with that being said, I introduced myself with only one person in mind. That was my partner. So I stated my man, my man, my man. But to answer your question, it was a challenge. Am I proud of the first scene of myself? I'm not proud of my reaction
Okay.
or my emotion, but there were months before that was filmed. And I'm quite sure no one on this set would disagree with the fact that I was talked about like a dog in group chats, phone calls, and everything. But I'm strategic. I'm not new to this.
Okay.
I'm true to this. So my statement was, when it's time for me to get you, I'm going to get you with a cast of viewing audience. I'm not going to read you in front of these people because most of the people in here didn't really mess with me, to be honest with you.
Was there anyone that like reached out to you and accepted you, or everyone was like, against you from the get-go?
London and Daylon, at the very first episode, latched on to me at the very first episode.
Okay.
And they really stayed to me from that point. Buzz Clown, everyone else, Enrique was my favorite. I stopped watching this show after 3 episodes because I didn't want to come on with a biased opinion. I didn't want his opinion of him to make me have an opinion of him. So I stopped watching it. But those two, then right after that was when I met Enrique and Terrence, and they came over to my house. And they both told me what their situation was. Terrence and I, for some reason, we just didn't click.
Right. Right.
But when he came over to my house and we conversated, then we got to know what was going on. And then as far as Liam, Shantika's heart is gold.
Yeah.
I've reached out to Shantika for some moments that were dear, like things I was going through truly, and she spoke me through those. Liam has always been welcoming. Chauncey and I, we didn't, and I believe that it was because of the fact of a said person got in his ear before he got to me.
Who was said person?
I don't know. I said the name once. I don't know how many times I want to,
Throw it out there.
It was Ronnie. Ronnie, we can talk about this a little later hopefully you'll get to that scene.
Let's talk about it now because it was interesting, at least from an outside perspective, of you going to that birthday dinner and, like you said, not knowing anyone, but you kind of throwing the questions out there. Chauncey, you was throwing the questions out there, and then later it was Rodney that kind of got the smoke, but not you, Chauncey, or Quan.
Well, why would I get smoked? I defended that. I shouldn't get no smoke.
And see, that's the thing. There are things they teach you in life. Look, listen, learn.
Okay.
When you watch the show, I never said, hey, not hey, what about this, what about that? Every question I asked was a rebuttal to something that was said that wasn't aired. So if you notice, I said, so wait a minute. So y'all not friends with Black? So wait a minute. You this, you that? Those were me answering the questions or statements that was said. But it was coming off like I was just asking questions.
Okay.
And I want to put something too. Chauncey never did this. He never put his finger in my face.
He was putting some fingers in a lot of faces.
But see, nobody caught that. But we were at a small table at a restaurant. And Enrique being a restaurant owner, your tables are not family style tables, size tables. So whenever your hands is doing this and you that, that's putting your hands in my face. So I don't know if you're coming at me because you only got a split second before somebody slaps the shit out of you.
That's a word.
But I just talked with my hands.
But that's a trigger point for some people. One of my
I said that at the table.
hold on, let me
What you about to
Right. So I'm just gonna say, a person on a well-known show always said, "Watch your hands." That's a trigger point for me, and that's Tammy Roman.
Miss Roman, yes.
That's a trigger point for me. Watch the hands because you don't know your hands can automatically.
Right,
But did you communicate that?
I
was closer
did,
to
but it was
London
never
than
shown.
Oh.
I was like, why are you upset? I was like, I don't even know you. Why you?
I'm talking about after the
I
fact.
honestly don't feel like at the time. I don't feel like it was like a.
We had a whole conversation after the dinner outside the parking lot.
We did.
Yeah,
I
we
left
were
with
all
him.
standing in the. And Brandon was right there.
No, I left with him. Me and you didn't have a conversation.
When we left outside Rodney's birthday dinner, and you was like, "Oh, I feel like you're gonna be like you and Rodney are gonna be like this."
No, I said that at the table. I said Rodney is the shit and you is the toilet paper.
Oh,
that's what I said. I remember very well.
Well, no, that's
Well,
not
there
what
you
you
have
said.
it.
You said
Sponsored by Charmin.
That's not what you said. You said a housewife comment. Oh, I said a housewife comment.
If I did, I apologize.
I mean, no, it wasn't. I
don't-
didn't take it.
I don't
But see,
remember. It was just the
I
fact
don't
that,
think-
again, everybody would tell you. I put a post in one morning. I was in Chicago celebrating my baby's birthday, and I get a phone call at the bowling alley, and it was London. Everybody knew it was London, and London was like, "Bitch, you know I fucks with you." I said, "What's going on?" He was like, "Boo, you was dogged out at this pajama party."
Baby.
And I was like, I was dogged out. I was like, I don't even know these people yet. I haven't met nobody.
Well, hold on. So let me ask you a question. So when it came to that, was I a part of that dogging session?
No.
You didn't say it. No,
No, you were not. You weren't.
My problem I had with you, and I apologize for not having an adult conversation.
It wasn't never a problem with you.
But I told
It was who you were associated with.
And
But
every
see,
time
but I told Tony, it was never a problem with him.
but you every time, but let's call it.
So let's clear it up though. Is Black the common denominator, or is it Rodney the common
It was
denominator?
Rodney that was the guy. As soon as I came in, it was like even that's why me and Terrence I got into it a little bit because Terrence wasn't necessarily coming at me, but he was coming at Rodney because he felt like well, like this is your fault. Like you brought new people into the situation. But where the disconnect came in, that's because, prior to everybody kind of had this sort of discourse with Rodney. But I was trying to tell them, like in the parking lot, that didn't get seen when me and Terrence got into it was because I was trying to tell Terrence, like, no, it wasn't because Rodney told me anything. I came into this situation like fresh. Me and Rodney, we had conversations about the first group that didn't make it on filming because shit just went left.
So I have
So-
so real quick because I want to bring it back. So do you understand as to why they may have grouped you two together?
Absolutely. I told them that, but I also told people, with me and Rodney being friends, I was like, I know how he is. I know he's manipulative. I know that he will try to.
Oh, so you should have said that at the beginning.
But I said that.
It was real then, baby.
But see, that's my friend.
He's right
So,
or die.
I'm
That's what
gonna
you're supposed to
correct
support
you
your friend.
in
But
private,
he's
but
different
I'm
right
gonna
now.
defend you
In
public.
Is he saying
But,
that
but the question is, not the question is, but Rodney was speaking on me like he knew me.
This is the thing. This is what I've learned from Rodney.
But not to
This I
me.
learned. It was some dinner that was had prior to everything that kind of kicked off. I don't know if y'all remember it or anything. It was like a dinner with
Antonio,
It was like
Black.
Black, or it was you, and it was Rodney, and it was
Delon.
Devontae. I don't know who it was.
I wasn't at the dinner with Rodney.
I don't
you
think
were
it was
at the dinner.
I don't
talking about the one
Antonio.
with Black.
and this is like before everything kicked off. Is it something like that? That's what I was told
Yeah.
from Rodney. Now,
Wait.
it could have been wrong.
So question that, like,
Oh, Black dinner?
No, this is
You talking about the one y'all did.
This
This
is
is
before we
way-
start airing and
Yes.
everything? No,
Yes.
that was, okay, let me speak.
I think that's what he got. That's what they
There was
went wrong.
there was a introduction there. My manager, my entertainment manager and my PR my entertainment manager and my PR had thought that it would be a good thing for me to get myself acclimated back to being in front of cameras. Because I'm working on the project that I'm working on now, and I had another project I'm working on. So with that being said, I asked a friend of mine, my manager's daughter, said, well, how about this show? It's called Set It Off ATL. The people on the show, they're good. They're just starting off, and it'll be a good look for you. And I was like, well, I really don't do YouTube shows because I'm not savvy with all that, So I was like, okay, I'll meet them. So she introduced me to, well, she set up a dinner with myself, her, my baby, and Brandon. So when we got to this dinner, there was a fifth person there.
Okay.
And that was Rodney.
Right.
So when we were sitting there and we were eating and everything, and I'm looking and I keep asking my baby, I'm like, who was that? He was like, I think I saw him on the show. I was like, okay, well, why is he here?
Yeah.
We said, okay, we don't know. So we're sitting there and he's giving me banter back and forth. So he was like, well, why did you ask us here? I said, well, I didn't ask you here. I asked Brendan. So he was like, well, I'm here, so you have to interview me. I said, baby, I don't have to interview you. So then his next response was, well, child, I hope they pick you. I said, no, you better hope I don't take your spot.
there we have it.
So
And so far, I was sitting down with him in his spot.
Checkmate.
Well, there you have it. Well, quick question to that then, because last season, Terrence, you were kind of Team Rodney. And then somehow
Was I really?
at the end of that reunion, it was kind of Team Rodney and Terrence versus Black, Bus Clown.
Okay, so actually it wasn't a team thing because this is what happened that was never shown. So when we did the last reunion, old boy that's not here, Enrique and I, we were in a room together, right? We told him specifically how he was conducting himself. Did it or did we not?
We did.
So it wasn't about Team Rodney at all. It was about if you're trying to build something with somebody, trying to get to know, maybe potentially be a friend, I should be able to go to you and say, look, I know we're not friends like that. I know we're trying to get to know each other, but you're coming off X, Y, and Z. But you're immediately thinking I'm coming for you, baby, then your mentality is all fucked up. Because if Enrique came to me and said, Terrence, pulled me and said, Terrence, I don't know what's going on with you, X, Y, why would I just rah at him? For what? He's showing me something that I don't know or I'm oblivious to. I'm just living my life and don't have any recollection of what I'm doing. That's what happened. And what happened when I came to his house I came to his house on purpose because I wanted to get to know him. There's one thing that I regret on this season is disrespecting his house. And the reason why I say that is because I was so adamant last season about somebody coming to disrespect my home. And so I had to check myself and say, you know what? I did the same thing that I put somebody else on the damn burner for. And I need to check myself on that shit. So when I talked to him, I apologized to him, I don't know how many times. And he said, don't worry about it. I said, but I apologize because this is not who I am. My mother did not teach me that. So that is one regret that I had because I literally was coming to him sincerely to try to get to know him. But when you're trying to talk to somebody, they immediately about to go off on you. It's like, dude, you doing this. And I'm just putting you, I'm trying to get you to own your shit and be accountable for it. And you coming at me sideways? But you got me all the way fucked up.
Okay, then.
All the way fucked up.
So who ran Rodney off the cast? Who ran Rodney off?
Say I did. I can't. First of all, he a grown ass man.
I would say himself.
He did it himself.
You say yourself?
It was situations. It was situations.
I would say sometimes when your past or your ghost catch up to you, you either
That's a
run
word.
from it or you address it. And again, I can see, and he'll tell you, I can see Rodney on the street in a bar, and I'll be ordering a drink, and I'll see what Rodney is drinking, and I'll tell the bartender to send him one. I don't hold grudges. I don't hold. I stay mad no less than 5 minutes. You want to know why? God ain't guaranteed me 6.
That's a word.
So I'm not taking nothing to my grave. Well, that's a lie.
Right. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Something that's right.
Something's back in that old suitcase.
All right, we'll get all the Rodney questions out the way now. Buzz Clown. You and Rodney had some relations.
She already had hers.
Knowing that the cast might not be fancy of him, we're like, screw it, it is what it is, it's good, but
You asking me a question?
I'm asking you a question.
We just fucking.
Okay.
Like, that just is what it is. But the difference between this situation and a lot of other situations that got leaked out allegedly, I didn't want this to get leaked out. I didn't need a storyline. I didn't need this to be out a wild fact that, oh, I slept with Rodney. Oh God, I wanted the world to see my business and what I'm doing. I'm a hood ass bitch, but I run fucking business and make several coins for myself, and I help out individuals. So the fact that a friend of mine felt the need to tell my personal business about me having sex, the only reason why I told that person because he knew Rodney, and it was no need for me to tell my regular friends from back home about Rodney because they wouldn't even know. It wouldn't even be no conversation. I told that one person. Did I tell anybody else in this group about you having sex with Rodney? After the fact that it was out, London, I didn't tell you initially. I didn't call you and say I had sex with Rodney.
No, you didn't call me. We had a conversation. That was before.
After the fact, it was aired, love.
Okay. No, it was before it was aired.
But it had already been recorded.
It already. Whatever, child. She wanted to. I didn't call her first. I didn't tell her.
You called me second, bitch.
I didn't call her first, anyways. What I'm saying is, I didn't want it to come onto the show. I was telling my friends.
Were you shocked when he brought it up?
I was shocked that he brought it up at the game night, and then again brought it up to Terrence and making sure that he catch
Well,
the
he brought it up
team.
at the game night because he felt he lied when he asked the question.
But my thing is,
But he didn't have to say your name.
but people don't understand. Me and Rodney never talked about do we want this to be out or whatever. I'm just getting dick. Dick was good.
Right,
So
the
like,
question was, Rodney, have you ever slept with anybody on this cast? Rodney said no. If he knew something oppositional to that, he could have just said yes. That's a lie, and left it at that. But
no, I felt like that was still you're initiating my personal business, and you should have said touche and left it at that when he said no, because you don't know what conversation me and Rodney had. Me and Rodney said.
I'm not saying he should.
No, I'm saying this. What I'm saying in reference to Black. You didn't know what conversation me and Rodney had. Like, oh, I don't want nobody to know like this, or well, it's not good for my brand, or blase, that. So you shouldn't even say that. And the fact that you did Black ask that question? Did anybody have sex with
I don't
him?
remember.
I think it was because we were pulling questions.
Yeah,
I think it was Black, and but in Black's defense, and I mean I don't.
So y'all see what I'm talking about?
Right.
There's a plot
But-
to get him
but
to say.
I'm gonna say this,
And then
Black
in my-
said it because he felt that you were his friend and you were being denied. That's what he told me.
How?
Because
That don't.
no, because when the question was asked and he said no, he hadn't slept with anybody. He was like, no, that's a lie because I got receipts. He literally said that night. He said, I got receipts, so I know you lying.
Right.
But y'all get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get what
He
you're saying.
asked that because he knew the
He
tea,
knew
so
the
he
tea
could get
already.
it out.
No. The
It's-
question was in the thing. He didn't ask the question like it was a thing of question.
Right.
Okay.
But I
I
think
get what you're saying. I get what you're
And
saying.
Black just so happened to.
Yeah, that's how it was.
Yeah, no, at those times, those questions weren't.
That was at the projection part.
Because I asked Brandon, I said, who is the second?
We made the
Yeah, we made the
No,
question.
but no, this was a separate game. You remember? We went to
Okay. I just know it was a part of the game. I don't know what part of the game.
So we played that and we played that's the part.
The pajama party.
But despite that, I think what Bus Clown is saying is even if Black knew, just protect your friend and say, oh, he ain't lying. Like it is what it is.
But can I ask you a question?
You can find it to him, and he took that time to give that information up. It was not one time; it was multiple times that it was brought up. So I get what you're saying, Bus Clown, and obviously, you know what I'm saying, like as far as like your business.
But my thing is, if I go inside, Black, this about Black, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just like you should just let Rodney respond how he want to respond and let that because it's not publicly known.
Because y'all only had the conversation, not
Exactly.
you and Rodney.
But can I ask you a question?
I asked the questions here. What you want me to ask? What you want me to ask? What you want me to ask?
You know you got a mic, you got a wheel.
That's why I got to this side.
Child, she farted. No, man.
That's a word.
You swear.
The question is, just contractually, your life is an open book. Is there an obligation to spill the tea? Honestly,
No.
and he did say spill the tea, but
I didn't say is. There
is a contractual responsibility for
contractual
you.
agreement on a reality show. Your whole life is.
But I guess on the flip side of that, though, is nobody knew, so nobody knew.
Because
I got you, but it wasn't a film
Right.
at all.
When I called,
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. I had a conversation with my friend. I said friend. I didn't say show member.
Off camera.
It was off camera.
Off camera, I had a conversation with my
What made me
friend.
bring that up because a lot of times it was turn the camera off. You're not supposed to say that on the camera. So not saying you, but I'm saying that was shown a lot. Turn the camera. Oh, but you weren't supposed to say that on camera. Although I recorded it. You know, there is no. That's just like.
Well, we're
the-
talking about
You're
my
right
situation. I'm
on
trying
that.
to.
We're doing.
You're right on
okay.
that part. But
It's-
this
that's
was
what- that's
off
what-
Yeah,
camera.
that's
Like my good Judy, I'm talking to my good Judy.
Yeah,
Talk to my friend.
That's
I don't
like
even
me.
think it was in the.
That's like me talking to my pumpkin about
I don't
something
even think
off camera. He brings it up on camera.
Yeah.
It happened in October. I came on the show in January, so
So
yeah.
But
it's just interesting that Rodney really rubbed a lot of the cast the wrong way, and
He
the
rubbed
common
me the right
denominator
way.
of a lot of issues early
He
on
rubbed me
was
the right
Rodney.
way.
but his penis was shown.
And that's and this is going to be the last question about Rodney, and we'll move
Thank
on.
you. Thank you.
Let's skip the last question.
Why he pulled his penis out on you?
You have to ask him that.
Why did it?
You have to ask him that.
And why did you bring that up to Black?
Okay, so let me say why I did this. So the thing that transpired at Tony's house was not supposed to. That was not how I expected that to go down. So what I felt, this is how I felt. I felt he was trying to throw me under the bus, and he brought my best friend into the conversation as well.
Okay.
First of all, what you don't play with me and my best friend. You don't do that. We've known each other over 15 years. I don't care. I'll go ride or die for my best friend. We've been through a lot of shit. So the thing is, something with these people in this group is they don't know the true element of friendship. They don't know that word. But a lot of people have used this word throughout the season and even last season. The F word, the F word. I'm like, you just met this person 2 hours ago and they already your friend. And then you wonder why y'all are so going at it in 2.5 seconds? Because you don't know this person. What's their last name? When's their birthday? What's their mama name? Where they from? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So when he did that, that took me to a whole nother level. So it pissed me off. And when Black and I were not in the best of space at the time, we were cordial. Because mind you, I wasn't going to go to his event. Enrique said that me and old boy that's not here should go. And I was like, I don't want to. He said, your ass is coming. So I was like, all right. He was like, new cast members are coming, X, Y, and Z. I said, all right, cool. So I went. But so I went to Black because Black and I hadn't had a one-on-one in quite some time. And he was there with me through the whole old boy situation from last season. And they weren't seeing eye to eye. So I went to him to confide in him because he also knew about it because I did tell him when it, like a few days after it happened, when they came to my house for the pajama party at my house last season. So I went to him. He was just like, he was like, yeah, I remember you telling me. And I was like, I am tired of somebody that I'm trying to get to know, and then they immediately think I'm coming for them. So I said it. I was like, and it was the truth. One thing about me is I'm not going to say some shit that's not true. I'm just not going to do that. If you deny it, that's on you. Of course, people don't know. They get my side and his side, and then they don't know where the truth. But the Negro pulled his pink shit out on me, and I was not having it. I said, you got to go. Point blank in the face. No, it's not.
It wasn't a pretty shade of pink.
When I looked at that was your cue when I looked at you.
Not my type.
Was it a dose of peppermint?
Let it out.
Well, on that note, though, we're going to take a quick little commercial break.
Terrence Styles here. I'm here to talk to you about another event that I have planned. I need you to mark your calendars for Sunday, May 7th. I'm having a sip and see featuring Suavity. That's right, I'm having an intimate fashion showcase for my apparel line, Suavity by Styles. So come on out. It's $20 in advance. Get your tickets at eventbrite.com. Put in the words Terrence Styles and it will come up. Purchase your tickets and be in the building. We're going to be at Hustle and Lowe's Studios on Veterans Memorial Highway, and $25 will be the ticket price at the door. So go to eventbrite.com, put in the words Terrence Styles, and it will pop up. Get your tickets, be in the building. I'm looking forward to seeing your faces. I'm looking forward to this event. Suavity by Styles going to be hitting the runway, and I'm so excited about this opportunity. I hope to see you there.
All right, welcome back. Terrence, the viewers want to know, how are you and Quan? Where do you guys stand out? Because there were moments here, there were little shade throwing, little moments. Are you guys good or no?
Last season, Quan and I were rocky. This season, Quan and I were great.
Okay.
Like, we had the one-on-one as people saw, and we got to get to know each other a little bit better, and I took responsibility on my part on things. He did as well. But yeah, we're great. It's good. I wouldn't say the friend part yet.
Okay.
We're working on it. Yeah, but yeah, we're cool.
And how's your brand going?
Speaking of, my brand is going great. Suavity by Styles is great. Website is coming soon, so I'm working on that. And I'm having a sip and see in May.
Okay. season.
Yes, baby. Crop tops, honey. Yes.
Crop tops in the winter.
That is so true.
Liam, you think it was a good idea for Terrence to bring you on this cast?
Tell the truth. It's okay, probably can't tell the truth.
No, I actually, yeah, I thought it was a great idea.
Why?
Well, I wanted to showcase my brand. I wanted to showcase what it was that I do, filming, the realest behind the crown, my persona, vintage, doing male lead, like all of that I wanted to showcase. So that was exactly why I came on and what I showed.
And let's see, I gotta find this because they said, okay, I'm reading it verbatim. Is Liam body real or did he have it sculpted?
Everything.
If so, I need his doctor's info ASAP.
Well, everything about me is real.
Okay.
It's called the gym. Membership.
Checkmate.
And earlier in the season too, there's a little sexual, I don't know what it is, between you and somebody next to you right here. Break that down for me. Like, is there history?
There's no history. I mean, I met Chauncey and I, there is an energy that I give off. I think it's just in me. I exude it. I don't know. Sometimes I don't even realize that I'm doing it or giving it off. You know you're doing it. You know you're doing it.
Fess up to it. You know what you're doing.
Sometimes. Sometimes I use it to my advantage, but other times I don't realize it. And you know, I give off this energy and it just gravitates people towards me. Sometimes it's a good thing and sometimes it's not.
Is it a good thing with Chauncey?
At that point, it was cool.
It was cool. Why were you frustrated at his podcast event then? What was that all about?
Okay, so I had a very, very long day. I was working, I had a lot of running around and things to do, because I had an event coming up, and I actually wanted to support him by going to his podcast event. And when I showed up, there was 2 instances where I tried to speak to him, and he kind of swerved me. I understand, he's busy, he's running around, or whatever the case may be, but there was a moment when I was standing, and he actually turned and looked at me and kept it moving, and I'm like,
No.
well, wait a minute. Several people on the cast saw it.
Okay.
And then hold it. That was one. Then Shantika and I were talking. You came yet again and was very rude. So I left. And again, I'm all about energy. It was your event. I did not want to bring any negative energy to your space. So I removed myself.
Did it hurt your sexual energy?
Say it again.
When we're seated and he reached over you.
Yeah.
All of things.
Hold on.
Let me
So wait, that's it. That's another added bonus to the fact that I felt shaded.
You felt shaded.
You know, I felt shaded, and I felt like, you know, I could be doing other shit right now, but I'm here to support you, and I'm not even getting acknowledged in that way. You know, a lot of people over the course of this season was just like, I'm whining and I'm this, I'm that, or whatever the case may be. No, I just call it as it is. You know, like, I feel a certain way. I wasn't invited to certain events that I could have come to, and I feel like if I bust my ass to be somewhere to support you, you can at least say hello and things of that nature. And the way it looked was that you looked at me. You literally looked at me and kept it punching. Okay.
So can I say something or no?
Yes. What's your proposal, Chauncey?
So, but here's the thing that Liam's not understanding. So the first interaction that we had was when I was sitting down. And before this, Liam he wasn't here at this point. Because we were outside the event, like we were filming, we were taking pictures, we took like a group photo, all of that. So when I seen those, the people from the cast that came, I was like, okay, these are the people that's here. I just kept it in my mind. And I knew everybody else that was inside. So then I'm going inside and I'm like, okay, we gotta get started. I just had a whole bunch of things because there's an actual event going on. And then there's also us filming.
So you didn't purposely, so you're saying here, you
I
didn't
didn't know that was
purposely
him.
swerve.
So when I was sitting down, We had a.
It was shade.
It was shade. It was shade.
No, but here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I finish?
Okay. Hold on.
But here's the thing, it's like people have like this understanding or this like image of who they think I am. I'm not that. Why would I invite you to when I put in the group, I don't want any drama here, like anything like that. Like this is an actual like event, you know, that I'm trying to put on. Even I would still have it even if we were not filming, even if I was not in this group, on this cast, on the show, it would still happen. So why would I invite you there just to purposely shade you? When I went out my way, outside of putting it in the group, I reached out to you to make sure that you're going to be there. Why would I take a moment to shade you? Why?
And then Shantika, you said you felt it was shade from outside looking in. Why?
I didn't see the whole hug thing. It was when me and Lynn was having a conversation. He walked up, and I know, you know, you're right is right. You say excuse me when somebody's talking. Didn't do that. He didn't even look at Liam. He placed his hand on me, and he started talking to me. That was rude.
Well, here's the thing. Here's my rebuttal to that though. Just working in the entertainment industry, and especially like when I first got into the entertainment industry, working like in production, so behind the scenes and shit like that. So when I walked up to them and I placed my hand on Liam's lap, for one, I did that because that's when we were in that flirtatious stage. He looked like he was irritated with me at the time. I did not know why, because we didn't have that conversation until we were out in the hallway. So then we had that, so you know, I put my hand right there because I'm like, okay, he looked a little irritated. At the time we like flirting and stuff like that, so I'm gonna put my hand right there. When I started
So
talking
that was your way to flirt back.
Yeah, but when I was talking to Shantika, when I just started talking to Shantika, for one, I did not ask. I did not say, oh, I'm sorry, can y'all like, are y'all in the middle of a conversation? I didn't ask, I just started talking. But that's just like, you know, when you and Mr. like filming and shit like that, that's just what you do. Like you said, we just started and it was just like.
Okay, do you feel, I guess even with that being new to the cast and being new, friendship, flirtation with Liam and all that, do you feel like you attach yourself to people too quickly without really knowing how their triggers are?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't attach myself to people too quickly. But where does that narrative come from? That I attach myself?
I mean, it's a perception that's out there. So if you feel like that way, what's the perception that you
let me ask you a question. Terrence, because you're making some noises.
Because baby.
So let me ask.
Okay.
Do you feel like I attach myself to people too quickly? And
Yes.
if I do, who?
I can tell you.
Hold on. He said Terrence. Okay.
Go ahead, London. No, go ahead.
We'll get to London in a second.
Definitely the dude that's not here. Definitely the say some shit. I mean, be politically correct. Whew. Them that's not here. Who else? Yes. Oh, and London. Yes, those the main three. And from my understandings, I know of one person that you had an altercation with, or something went awry, or y'all, it was like, I don't see that bitch, right on sight, I'm beating that bitch ass, and y'all were supposed to be like this, and then all of a sudden it went left between you and London. So yes, I do. I feel like you attack somebody too quick before you even get to know who the fuck they are.
But see, that's just passing judgment on me.
It's not passing judgment.
I don't. For one, like everybody had this thing where it's just like, oh, you and Rodney, oh, y'all just came in, y'all don't even know each other. But what people don't know, Rodney's one of the first people that I met when I moved here. I knew Rodney way before he was even filming the first go round. But even before y'all came around.
But it's not just about that. It's about the fact that you were the new cast member and you jumped on the bandwagon on past stuff that we had our conversation. Let me get this out. Okay. That we, the people who were on last season, had a discussion and said whatever happens in this reunion stays at this reunion. And for somebody to go against that and then bring you in the mess, that's why you and I had a friction. Because I was pissed because he bought you some shit that you didn't know nothing about.
But you remember what I just said when I was sitting right there? When I brung it back, I said, but that was wrong. That's what you thought. That's why we had that back and forth. Right.
But that's what you
thought. No. That's what you thought. Because at the end, that's not what. Me and Black got into it because Black said, I heard that you were saying something at Rodney's birthday dinner. I heard that you was talking shit. So then I'm like, okay, well, I was defending you.
Got that part right there. Why the hell you got? Why you got to defend somebody? Wait, listen. Why do you have to defend somebody that you don't know? Because he put some shit in your head about him.
No, okay. First of all, no, I don't.
Then why you gotta defend somebody you don't know?
Hold on, but here's the thing. Right there at the dinner, like I was defending him because I felt like it was too much. I said Bash Black session. I don't know about what the fuck happened last year. I don't give a fuck. I don't know.
But you were
no. Let me stop you right there. Me and Rodney, we are cool. But when it came to whatever y'all had going on, I told Rodney, when I walk into a situation, I get my own perception of people. I don't take what y'all went through, which is why there are, people that got situations with JT. Me and JT are cool. But I don't hold that against anybody else.
So do you feel the cast holds you to some certain standard?
They did.
Can I say something relative to that?
Go ahead.
This is just from my outside perspective. And I'm not trying to jump on you or make you feel defensive in any way. What I feel as it relates to you is when somebody says something to you about their experience, you defend the experience rather than looking at it and seeing yourself in that moment and seeing, okay, maybe I should take accountability for that. But I also can explain my narrative. The accountability goes out the window and you move into explaining your narrative and it becomes long-winded and people don't really know how to follow what it is that you're saying to a certain extent. Because they want to hear accountability.
I do, but I do take accountability. I'm just saying what I was speaking about when it came to that situation. I was not bringing up anything that happened in the past because I made it very clear. That has nothing to do with me. If I did take it from the past, I would have been getting into it. I would have been wanting to fight Black on site.
So London, the situation between you and Chauncey, is it a similar vein? Because you guys started out as friends and then it seems as the season kind of moved on.
But I would really appreciate you tell them what you did.
Oh, there's more to it than it sounds like.
Because there's more to it that people don't know.
Hold on. Let me ask London the question.
It's a whole thing with as far as that. I'm the type of person that where in my type of field work is work, not work. I'm in a fraternity, so we go out all the fucking time until like 5 o'clock in the morning, something like that. So there's a particular night that he wants me to bring up where he asked me to go out and everything, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go, And I'm very indecisive. I would change my mind about 2 or 3 times before, like within an hour. And it turned out so I'm like, yeah, I'm with Bus Clown, or I'm with JT, boom, boom. But the fact that he was with JT.
Hold on. You skipped the part. Tell him how you said you wanted to hang out, so I drove to your house. Mm-hmm. So go ahead. I drove to your house, and I waited, you left, and I waited in your house watching TV with your roommate for an hour.
And then I was there.
No, you stayed out. So then I ended up leaving. So wait, hold on. Let me
hear London.
It's not given. What given is that if you were at the house, you did come by, and I was there with you.
You left. You said you were gonna go pick up.
So the friction is because he left.
No, hold on.
The friction is the simple fact that he felt. It was true. I lied. It said I was with these people and I wasn't with them because I didn't want to fucking go out. I didn't want to go. But
I think you just say that.
Me being very I'm a person where I try to please a lot of people. Okay. Where I try to make sure I go do this knowing that I'm burnt the fuck out or I don't want to do anything like that. So yeah. It was a time when I said, yeah, I was with this person. I seen Bus Clown. I seen.
Hold on. But we're sugarcoating it. This is the thing I'm talking about. Like people don't see my side. Hold on. No. The point is,
Chauncey, I'll get to you in a moment. Hold on, because you're overbearing right now. So that might be the perception that they're talking about. To be honest. So finish your statement before you kind of interrupt.
So basically, how I'm saying is that he was mad because I lied and said I was out and I seen people and I didn't see people. So to me, I'm thinking if you call me why you say he was out and you wasn't really out? I'm like, well, my bad, I didn't want to go out. That it would be completely done from there. Okay. Or that we were okay, well, I see you not that type of bitch to go out. Like how Bus Clown know. Bitch, you ain't that type of bitch to go out. You don't want to go out. You know what I'm saying? So it was more of a simple fact, he took it solely you lied to me as a friend or as any, you know what I'm saying? And I'm guessing he took it differently, not differently, but he took it that and was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna link up with somebody else and defend them solely.
So it was just a lie
to the
up in this
court.
situation. So
Yeah.
And that's why y'all had friction.
No, hold on, but here's the thing.
I'm playing this out today.
But Enrique, like, please, like, this is not fair. You're missing the point.
What's
Like,
the
what does
point?
I
Hold
say?
on.
I came to his house. I came
I'm
to his
missing
we
house.
got that
I
part.
waited
But
there.
what's the friction? Is it the lie or is it that
Y'all not letting me say it.
Well,
Can I say it? So I got to
you're
his
taking
house.
a while to say it?
Because, okay, well, I guess.
Just go
I'm
ahead. Just go ahead.
Go ahead, say it.
So y'all.
Say it. No, it's not that.
Okay. So
What is
I
the
got to his house. I waited there for an hour. London left. He said he was gonna go pick up something. After a minute, I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I'm still just sitting here. I'm not hearing from London. Okay. By the time I call him, he's like, oh, I'm downtown. Why don't you just meet me here? Head downtown. He's still not answering the phone. So at the time, I was already on live with JT. So we were talking about just, you know, hanging out. Me and JT would hang out outside of filming, outside the group, just like I would hang out with London. So when we talked the next day, I was actually on the phone with Bus Clown, and London was in the car, and London lied and said that he was out with Bus Clown.
So it was the
Bus
lie.
Clown said, you're lying.
Got it.
And then he said he was out with JT. JT said, well,
So
here's
it was
the
the
thing,
habitual
you're
nature of the
lying
lie.
because Chauncey was with me.
Got it.
That's what I'm
got
talking about.
Got it. It's the habitual
So
nature of the lie.
Oh,
London.
But he's
So
like,
that's
he's
hold
just
on,
saying,
hold on.
basically how I explained it. Because
But
I
not the
I lied. I said I
Okay,
with these people.
London, you mentioned your
But
organization. Why didn't you say a lot of the organization on the season?
Reggie.
Why, so you're saying production didn't allow?
No, not production.
Okay, I got it.
Reggie.
Okay, and why is that?
I was like, because he looking at me crazy. No, we had a lot more as far as like we did a big ass community service event with Shantika, Terrence, Tony. It was a lot. It was a lot. Even Chauncey showed up. So so Chauncey, everybody showed up and everything like that. So we had a good situation. We like even like delivering meals to like in straight rain, like it's a thunderstorm, like how it was this morning or overnight, like just it was crazy, and we still met going to the community and giving out what we need to give out, like food, and even then like we had an organizational MLK weekend. We had a scene then and everything that didn't show up either as well. So the scene from MLK. Yeah. The Antonio wasn't there with, so that didn't show. So it's a lot of things that happen, but it's a lot of people on the cast that you can't just focus on one person solely. You have to toggle between a lot of people. So it was either going to make it in or not. So that's pretty much that.
Enrique, as one of the OGs, how do you think the new cast? What did you think the new cast brought to the equation? And it wasn't what you wanted. Was it not what you wanted?
I got you.
Please.
And I'm very transparent about
Keep it
this.
real,
I
dude.
got you.
You
I
already
got
know.
this.
Yeah.
I put this out there now. Going into next season, I will be a focal point for production, and I joined production mid-season this season because things were just discombobulated. The main problem that we had was when we had auditions for new cast members, I declined to be there because I didn't want to meet people then. I wanted to meet them authentically when everybody else in the room met them. I wish I would have been there because what I've learned is that a lot of people are busy in their minds, but when it comes to having to film it, they aren't as busy. And it's okay because with a group of this size, you didn't have to have a whole lot going on. You just had to have something going on. And a lot of times in this situation, there was not anything going on. Like what you just asked London about the fraternity. He literally only just named two things that he did. One that you guys did see a little bit of when we went out to feed the homeless, and then the other thing that you guys didn't get to see. But you want to see more of that, him actually going through the line of getting new members and things like that. And I think that the purpose of a reality show is to show your reality. And so many people get on these platforms and they want to have this smoke and mirrors and fictitious type of situation instead of putting out the real of what it is. One reason I wanted Antonio to be here today is because Antonio was a part of the preseason, and he left during the preseason because he said that he didn't have anything to showcase because at that time he was focused on
is pornography, which is not a secret. It's not, And he said he didn't want the world to see that. And I told him that he needed to show the world that you can come from being a porn star, having low self-esteem, to going to barber school, to graduating. He needed to show it because somebody needs to see that story. Right. So the thing that I employ to all of you guys, if anybody come back second season, anybody watching this that's on a reality show the real you. Show the real you. So and answering the question, I was more disappointed because there were things that I felt that people could have done. And even during 2 of our meetings, I said to them, stop trying to be friends and do what God put you together to do. But what happens is when you put people in a setting, they start trying to bond up and become friends, and that may not be the purpose. It may be business situations, or it may be the fact that I met you because the connections you have, we both cook. So maybe we do this, and that's why we did the spring fling, because it's like, let's link up and do things together because it's about elevation. So when it comes to this group, I was very disappointed that a lot of things that I know personally about all of these women, they didn't get a chance to show it. Now I've done that, sometimes that the production red messages. No, I got I said I'm on both sides. I got you. I said I'm very transparent. Once I joined production, I did get to see the complaints, and that's why I started, saying, call me, I'm gonna make it happen. And there were even times when I would get word to say, well, they're gonna be there, and then they didn't show up, and y'all called me, and I'm cussing them out, because there were things that they wanted to showcase that weren't showcased because at the time it was only a 2-man team. Right. But we're working on that. We're growing, but it's still growing.
From a new person perspective, was there things you wanted to showcase more that you didn't get the opportunity?
There are not things that I wanted to showcase. There are things that I filmed. I wrote a cookbook called Cooking with Humor. You can get it on Amazon, Barnes and Noble.
I know that's right. Plug it.
However, I was invited.
Just say it.
I went to Shaquille O'Neal's private birthday party.
Oh, the name dropping, is that what the sign was?
Yes. But the thing is, I can only speak on my accolades.
There we go.
I speak on a crackhead to the people I work for in Obama, because if you touch my life in some kind of way, that's part of my storyline. So we want you to focus on your relationship with your partner. I'm in a relationship with a partner, Devontae. Everybody has seen him on the show. We've been together almost 10 years. He's 28 years my junior. I didn't go seeking after him. We found each other. They wanted to showcase that. We'd showcase our wedding, getting married and wanting to get married and adopting a child. We filmed that. We filmed, and if you saw at the beginning of the season, Nene Leakes and all of them was on the beginning of the clip for the beginning of the season. I was on the red carpet for my cookbook amongst all of these stars. They were in my section. That was all filmed. So it's my personal life. They filmed my cookbook, me doing my promo for my cookbook. A lot of people on this cast has purchased my cookbook. Okay. So none of that has gotten to be shown. Okay.
So there's just more to the story than that we've seen, which, there's obviously for timing and things like that. DeLon, we know you got the wigs this season. No, we got these bundles. Come on, Beyonce. Do you feel like you were able to showcase a broader part, and is there a misconception potentially of you that we saw this season?
Let me answer the first part.
Go ahead.
Double back to the second. As far as showing things, somebody that is not here right now has something going on at the same time with me. I filmed like three things, and then I went to California for a nursing assignment. It was I had a COVID, and I was giving citrobacter infusions to COVID recipients that qualified. And I wanted to showcase that. I wanted to show everybody a little California, and we were planning for it, but it never happened.
So you wish people saw more of the nurse side of you in that part of your
that was the
reality?
opportunity for me to be able to get that show because I had gotten the clearance to do that.
Yeah.
And there was a premiere for Trans Me Reloaded that I starred in currently on Peacock and Tubi, and that wasn't shown either. So the last time that everybody saw me, it was a little rah-rah, understandably so. So I kind of wanted to end it out on that note, versus the rah-rah, because when they finally saw me in that light, which some people was looking for, I don't know why.
So you're not the rah-rah type?
If you take me there, we can go.
Okay.
But I don't want to be there.
Yeah. So what was the whole, and maybe this is the rah-rah, but what was the whole thing with the setup between you, Chauncey, like that whole scene? Because even as a viewer, it was, I don't know, explain the situation.
Okay, so as we can talk about the fact that there are a lot of people on this cast. I had a few hours set out to do two things. The first thing of which was supposed to be with myself, my partner, Tony, and his partner, which is why you saw the food president. Some of the cast came with production as production, and then Black came with production. He was supposed to come an hour or two later. So being the fact that he never came at the time, it all flew together because he's wondering, why is Tony and Devontae here?
Right.
And other cast members there? You know, like it just didn't go the way it was supposed to.
But your intention was still to have the conversation with Chauncey, though.
Absolutely.
And what was that whole thing? Because it's still a little blurry of what even folks are mad about.
I can only tell you, and I'm gonna keep it short because I don't like to go around in circles. Around the moat here, but if somebody is saying something about me, I'm the type of person, if it's not brought to me, I want to air it out and get all parties involved there. So you can tell me what you said to me, and we can handle it accordingly. I'm not gonna go back and forth. Now I did say something relative to Black about me feeling as though he put a battery in Bus Clown's bag.
Could never.
I felt that way at the time. But I also said it to him, we moving right along, Sean.
Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
I also felt as though I should have said it to him, so I said it to him. But that's how I do, that's how I move, that's how I operate. So talk about that, child, and I did apologize.
So why did the battery behind
you at the time?
Why does that rub you the wrong way? Like,
ain't nobody catching no battery in my bag for me to do something. And for her to think that, like, we done been on trips and stuff together, like.
That was afterwards,
well, girl, we done had a conversation. Yeah, so she was wrong, and I got offensive to that because nobody don't control me or have me to do anything out lavish like that. Like, no, that's my own decision. Yeah, I was very offensive to that.
Right. Shantika, being the love goddess and all the rah-rah of the season, how did you maintain that not to trigger you to go back to a place maybe that you've healed from?
That's a heal from.
I have coping mechanisms in place. When you say you're healed from a thing, it's because you worked on it. And now you have the tools to not go there. Now that don't mean I would never go there.
I know that's right.
Because I'm human.
Yeah.
But no. And I'm meditate. Like, best thing ever. I didn't miss a day with these.
So you're saying the cast might need some meditation?
She probably needed it a couple times.
And I knew my assignment.
Yeah.
I knew what I was coming here to do. When I was interviewed, I told them. He asked me, what do you want to bring to the show? I said, coming from a former Christian background to now spiritual lifestyle, I want to make sure I shine a light on the community so they can see them in a different light. I want to bring him and I want to bring love. It was not for me to show my life. It was not for me to show my kids. It was not for me to show what I do outside of the love goddess. It was for me to bring exactly what I said I was going to bring to the show.
One of the powerful scenes for me through the season was the communication that you and Busclown had. Like, obviously this is an LGBTQIA plus show, and part of that alphabet is the A, and being the ally in that, and being like a cisgender woman and knowing how it potentially triggered Busclown. What did you potentially learn in those kind of conversations?
That's when I really realized who Busclown was. One, Busclown is very honest. Whatever Busclown feels, Busclown has an issue, he's gonna make sure you know, and I respected him coming to me. I learned from Busclown that there's a lot that I need to learn about the community. He opened my eyes to that. And him just being honest with, hey, this is a trigger for me. And it made me watch and be conscious of what I say around Busclown, how I act around, and not saying that I'm being fake, but I care about Busclown and I care about what you just shared. So because you took out the time to be honest with me, I have to take out the time to make sure that I guard your heart.
Love that. What did you learn on the flip side of that, Busclown?
It's not necessarily what I learned. It just at that point in time, learned communication. And nobody can fix something or nobody can react to something if you don't communicate and tell them, you know, what's possibly your trigger. I just wanted her, my biggest thing, I wanted her to understand, like, I might not be so like, hey, whatever, all this look, because I'm dealing with some shit right now. I had to cut off like 10 years of friendship with women. You know what I'm saying? I'm not cis women. I'm just not seeing eye to eye with them right now because that hurt me. You know, them girls was my rock. Like I went to jail fighting for these girls. Right. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot more to the story. So, you know, she's the picture. She's a cis woman. So it's just like right now I don't know how I'm gonna enter into. I need to be strategic. How I'm gonna enter into one of those relationships again, so I can find out. You know, is this person really for me? You know. So I learned communication. Actually communicating that because I could have just like.
Right. All right. Well, I think that's good for another commercial.
Hey fam, the secret is out. Don Bon TV is here, your one-stop shop for entertainment. Do you like drama? We got you. How about fitness? We got you. And let's not begin with comedy.
Go to the door.
Don Bon TV has all of that and more. Did I mention that we are black, queer, and veteran-owned, making content handcrafted just for you?
Yes.
And we even slid in something for that one auntie you don't like.
Stress me the fuck out.
Hey girl! So if it's not too much of a burden, check us out by visiting our website www.donbontv.com, or you can download our app for a premium experience available exclusively on Roku devices and TVs. Oh, and one last thing. Use the code HeyFam to get your first month 50% off. That's right, 50% off your first month. Subscribe to Don Bon TV today.
Welcome back to the season 1 reunion of Set It Off Atlanta. And before the commercial break, we're kind of diving in between your dynamic. Just want to dive in a little more. So you mentioned like the jail time and everything, fighting for girls and all that stuff. What specifically, even with Shantika, though, you said like she triggered me, but why specifically her? Was it just cisgender period, or?
It was just mainly cisgender period, and me being introduced to her, and then happened to interact with her at a time where I was separating from cisgender women at that moment. And of course my mom is a cisgender, so I'm not disconnected from her, but just I didn't want no new relationships because I had to figure out, is the relationships that I'm in currently, are they healthy, or do they have my back and my support? Because I'm hitting 30, so if you ain't got my corner at this age, I don't need you around me. But like everybody on this cast probably have experience, you know, we are sometimes cisgender women backbone. When that man doing them like wrong and doing them dirty, we give them encouragement and tell them that you are beautiful, you can do this. Or we doing their hair, we doing all these different things to build them up to be this beautiful ass woman. But then when, say if a man enters into their life and they don't like gays at all, so they just like, I don't fuck with, I don't want that gay thing around there. Then you turn on us and go towards that man direction when we had your back. So I've been experiencing that type of situation with the cisgender women. When I met Shantika, I'm sorry, but I just didn't know how I was going to interact with you because I'm just like, damn, are you another one? Are you going to turn on me? You know, so I apologize, but that's just how I felt, you know?
And no need to apologize. That's what you've gone through. And I know nobody wants to be hurt over and over and over again, so you have to, at some point, some people do put up a barrier. But again, you coming to me, let me know, gave me the opportunity to know why you felt that way. Because I was kind of thrown off at the tea tasting when he was like, yeah, I have an issue with you. Whoa. and I don't say this to be not fictitious. No, I haven't met a person that don't like me. If you don't like me, you made up something about me, or it's something wrong with you.
Right.
So when you said, I was like, dang, I just got here. What I do? So.
And that sipping tea, the spilling tea that you said you weren't knowing people were gonna spill tea. What the hell you thought it was gonna be?
No, okay, this is the thing. I said that before it even started. I
Okay.
said it doesn't have to be negative.
Okay.
It can be whatever. It could be inspiring somebody. Like I didn't mean to spill the tea. Like okay, let's all go at each other. It wasn't about that. It was about giving inspiration, being positive, giving words of encouragement. People telling their story. It wasn't about being negative. So when a person said in the confessions about, I don't know why I'm here, I specifically told that person. I told everybody who was there why I wanted them to be there. I asked that person to be there because I want to get to know that person more. So when somebody goes behind the scenes and says, I don't know why I'm here, but you also said you don't want drama, but you were the messiest person the whole season. I'm confused. Which one are you?
Who are you talking about?
Oh, we're talking about them, they, that's not here.
They as in.
No,
Oh,
no, them, they. I mean,
Oh,
the pronouns.
JT.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's the pronoun.
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't that the pronoun?
I don't know. Did I say it right? I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought
Them,
it
they,
was
right?
That's me.
I don't
I call
understand. She's not
everybody
here, so I don't speak that
so-
name. Them, they.
Okay.
Yeah, and we have it at that.
Good morning.
Right. We
Good
here.
night.
We here. On that piece there, the line. So you had that little sex party.
Right there.
I know. Shantika, why weren't you there? That was too gay.
Why did I need to be there? Why did
You
I
could
need
have
to be
been a good use, honey. It got lit.
See, it wasn't supposed to get lit. It was supposed to be a sex party.
I was talking about this right there.
It was stop saying sex part.
Yeah.
We talking about fight.
What's the proper name?
Dominatrix.
The
Oh,
dominatrix
you said I could
party.
have played like mediator. Right, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't supposed to get there. It was supposed to be a party, y'all having fun, and two, I had just come aboard. Like I was trying to feel this is new to me.
Yeah.
I have gay friends, but this whole dynamics and two gay friends versus then I got a whole family.
You got a whole football team.
So it was new to me. So I was trying to find my way through what I was gonna go to, and Enrique played a huge role in it because I called. I was like, "You think I should go?" Oh, sit this one.
It's
I
all
did.
right.
I'm like, yeah, I didn't know where
What
would
was
I
gonna go
fit
down?
in at this event and what was gonna go down. What am I going to put on as the love goddess? Like, who's out there?
Love guy.
You know I got creative mindset. I can look at real. I can imagine training all the way down.
And then because my story has been written way before this show, and a lot of stuff that I've done has not been aired. People don't know about it, but people do know who I am, my character, what I stand for, my purpose. It's certain things I don't want to be seen. You know how you in the club and you may be drinking a Sprite, and because I'm the love goddess, somebody saw me and said, "Oh, she was in the club drinking. She was getting drunk."
Yeah, it was.
So I have to be careful, and I work around kids. So I have to be careful what I attach my brand to, and the brand that I'm under, Northern Exclusive. I have to be.
Did you take it the kind of way that she wasn't there?
Well, you know, I understand now that the brand messaging doesn't really equate to production.
Can I piggyback on what Shantika said though?
Hold on, I have a question for that, and then I'll jump over to you real quick. What made you want to even have the what is it called, the dominatrix? What made you want to have that party?
Well, originally, prior to that, Tony and Devontae were present because I filmed a little introduction into my acting whenever the production company made me a part of the family. So within that, there were two people that were in the film that were actually sex experts. So they were supposed to come and show us a lot of stuff. I felt like it was very fun, very light. However, they canceled. So the dominatrix party then turned into us having games. It would be fun and exploring things. And I was hoping that we would have a fun time, you know, because everything had been so serious that I had been to. And I just wanted to kind of let our hair down and just really vibe on a different type of stuff.
But then it turned into
They
some crazy
didn't show
shit.
everything that occurred. It was so much that occurred.
Oh, really?
Really?
And what was was the biggest issue? Like, because I feel like you had an issue. I feel like Antonio was popping off. Like, what was the why in that moment when you just got bodies out? You should be like, okay, you look cute, boo, you look cute.
When me and Black walked in, it was energy because you got two confident motherfuckers walking into a room, and you got a mad ass, sad ass bitch sitting over there frowning up Antonio. I ain't scared to say names. He was just he gave some energy towards us before we can get it. I think prior to him being a brother to Shantika and telling her about, you know, some shit that was said off camera, and he heard that me and Black had an issue with it, and so he already had some energy. If he would have just been cool, seen us and everything, we would have brought it up because it wasn't that deep. But the fact that you came in there looking disgusted because of what we had on or what Black had on or whatnot, he just gave a lot of energy. So, child, she's not here. Where's she? Where's she at? She's not here.
Another thing though in that scene that was interesting just watching from the outside in is just this energy, and it came up a couple times throughout the season, this masculine and feminine theme where people are disgusted by the femininity or, oh, you're too masculine or whatever like that. What is that? And this might be like a whole cast. And Delon, I'll start with you just because, like, obviously the bundles and everything like that. You know, when you hear that, like, are you like, let me stop this?
I'll say, and I don't know if everybody agrees with me when I say this. My exterior look is more feminine. How I carry myself is more masculine. So a lot of people do ask me my pronouns because they can be confused. However, in my mind, I'm in my divine consciousness. So I am who I am. I don't want to be put into a box or have to be labeled as one thing because the hell, animals, they love all things, you know what I'm saying? They don't really partake in like judgmental type things, you know, and we are here to build upon each other, not to tear one another down.
Right. Because it seems like for maybe Antonio in that situation, he kind of took offense to, hey, girl, don't call me girl, don't do this kind of thing like that. But it felt like some people still, when he was telling you that though,
but you're getting
you was still,
you're getting fucked on camera, so you saying don't call me a girl. Yeah, you're getting fucked, and you do a lot of other shit that's very feminine, so you're confusing the hell out of me.
Well, getting fucked doesn't mean you're feminine.
A lot of other things, a lot of other things that are feminine, and you confusing me. So when we say, when a lot of us we like say she, we all the time like, hey girl, or that, it's not no disrespect, y'all. It don't take away from your masculinity at all. I call everybody she and her. It don't take away from them. Even I might not say it to their face, but I'm like, that girl tried me, and it'd be a whole straight man sitting there and he tried me. It just
I do think to clarify that on a live, he said that he doesn't mind you necessarily doing it because you guys have that type of rapport where y'all can do that. But it was other people that he wasn't appreciating coming in that way.
Because it felt more like they were
his words, not mine.
Because it yeah, he should have been here. Because it did feel in certain scenes that people were saying it purposely to get underneath his skin.
I think so.
Yeah, somewhere.
Especially when he's disclosing, I
don't feel comfortable
and that's
with
it for anybody. If I say don't call me that, that's not how I want to be called. My name is this. Then you should respect that. And I think a lot of people were doing that. They were poking.
Yeah, I think I guess I slide against a lot of guys, or like as far as the guys that don't like that because it's like I'm a girl, and then kind of get over it. And so it's really a relationship thing, versus like it can't be in a combative situation when you're saying girl, because now it's offensive because now you're saying girl walking into it versus if you say, oh girl, how you doing today? You know, so it comes off a little differently, I guess, about how they take it.
It's like telling somebody shut the fuck up.
No. Tony, you said you had a comment just for Shantika.
I wasn't that comment.
Oh, I was playing.
It wasn't a comment. It was an add-on.
Yeah.
Sometimes when a person tells you something and it's not given to you at that time, then you start to say, well, she only said that because of this now. I just wanted to add on, at that time of Shantika and I had a conversation, and I asked her if she was going to come, and she gave me that exact same reason at that time. My brand, people I represent, I'm in the school district, so she said that she doesn't know how that would come across on camera, because editing is one thing, reality is another, and the way you say it is one thing. Not saying 3 is different, But at that point, she had to protect her brand.
Right.
So, and I just wanted to add that on because not that she needs clarification, but she gave me that when it happened.
He's got your back, boo. He's got your back. Liam, were you at that party?
I was not.
Why weren't you at that party? Because it seems like you were giving body all season, boo. Like it had the little jock strap on and the little stripper dance going on.
Money.
That seemed right up your brain. Where were you at that party?
Probably working. Yeah, filming. I filmed The Riddles Behind the Crown both in DC as well as here in Atlanta, so it was kind of like, you know, I was back and forth doing that. And then everything that was in that group or whatever just was put in there. Like, sometimes it's like, people got personal invites when I didn't, you know, things of that nature. But I think at that particular moment, I was working.
You could have mentioned this a couple times today. Besides Terrence, like, who do you feel welcomed you into the group and who specifically has kind of excluded you?
No, I don't think that anybody has excluded me per se. I know that when London did his pajama party, I was definitely invited to that. But outside of that, it was very much things that were thrown in the group. I'm supposed to jump on, you know, and it was too much going on in the group. I mean, in that chat that I just knew, like, I can't. Like, I have a job that I'm working with kids. I can't have, and I have to have my phone on for parents' contact or things of that nature. So a bling, 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 bling while I'm trying to teach is just not going to work. Yeah. And people want to call in the middle of the day and things of that nature. Like, it was just too much. So I may have missed a personal invite, but you know, I was working.
You were looking like you wanted to say something.
I do think that some of your, like, I never got a personal invite from any of your events. And I know that when y'all went to go view, some of y'all went to, but it seemed like you leaned towards Shantika and Terrence for like majority of like some of your scenes and your content. I feel like you didn't reach out to other people. I know we reached out because we was like, boom, I can use each other for that. But I feel like you could have did more of reaching out to other people about some of your stuff so we could have gotten to know you.
Okay, and that's fair. However, from the time that I was seeing and the mess that I am seeing, I'm too mature for that. I'm above a lot of that. So therefore, I didn't feel it necessary to bring you in my space. I'm protecting my energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you and I, you know what I'm saying? We have something completely different. You know what I'm saying? We've been in each other's spaces and hung out, did little things. You know what I'm saying? However, it wasn't family. But there are people who, you know, on this cast that it was just too much going on. And, you know, had I been invited, I probably would have felt some kind of way anyway being there. Much like Shantika is like, okay, what is my purpose in being here? Like, looking at that. And as I seen the different events play out, I was like, well, I wasn't invited, but I'm okay. You know what I mean? I was okay.
Well, one other thing that we saw a lot for you was like your music this season. How's that going?
Oh, it's going good. I battle with putting out music due to the fact of just all the clownery that I see from like other artists and just like the fake shit, and I just be like, I don't want to be a part of that. Like,
what's fake?
I'm not talking about anybody in particular, but it's just like just the goofy shit. Like, they have different things where they voting on people's videos and stuff like that, and the videos don't even match my quality of my video. So, but it's a popularity thing and all this. I don't know, it just kind of, it don't discourage me. Just like, bitch, I can go make money doing some other shit. Like, I don't got time for it. But I'm still going to be putting out music due to the fact that I am an artist and I love doing music. I'm just going to do it on my time. And everybody can ask me every day, when you going to drop your album? When the fuck I want to? I might drop something tomorrow. I might drop it 2 years from now. Like, I'm going to do music whenever I want to do music. If I feel getting inspired by Ruby Rose by Nicki Minaj, I'm going to do Ruby Rose.
Is Black going to be on this album?
No, couldn't.
No! That was what you was saying.
It's not that he could never, but no, he's not on my album. Me and him right now, we're not seeing eye to eye. Just being very transparent. I don't know where we stand. I don't know where we're going to stand later on, but it's a point in life you gotta realize that you're the prize. when you give a lot to a relationship and you can offer a lot to a relationship and that person can't give nothing back to you, then what's the point of it?
And then here goes that F word we talked about. Right?
But that F word wasn't like that, like you know, the Londons and stuff.
It wasn't frivolous. Y'all
Yeah,
real
we really had, and I'm an open-hearted person. We can get back to it. I'm not against it. So if you looking right now, glad we can talk or whatever. We can get back to it. But you know, you hurt me with some shit, so you know, I'm done with it.
But in life, friends grow apart. That's why I like it.
Child.
Just grow apart. But when you see each other, you make that.
And sometimes you need a break.
Sometimes you need a break.
Baby, this one here, we've had many breaks, so it's fine. And when we find each other, we work our way back to each other, we have conversations. So that's fine. Y'all get back together.
Y'all go on a break. Yeah, we're on a break. Profile. I want to see other people.
I don't do breaks with my friends.
Glenda, we on a break.
We're gonna be friends forever.
So speaking of like you and Liam, did you do your porn and did he shoot the porn? Oh, you missed that episode? Let me tell you about it.
Yes.
No, we have not done it yet.
Oh, y'all.
Not yet.
Are you going to shoot it, Liam?
Yeah, he will.
Okay. I will.
Shoot what?
It's porn.
Okay.
So when's the project coming out?
Maybe, perhaps. I guess y'all just have to spring summer.
Spring summer. And then who's this sugar daddy that you just get a 500K from? Like that, like how do I do that?
So, so it was an old friend of mine that I lost contact with.
Like age-wise or
Years
a long
ago,
time ago?
long
Okay,
time ago.
got it.
I have a past, but with this particular individual, there was nothing sexual. It was companion. It was definitely companionship, like hanging out because he was older and he had a lot of different elements going on or whatever. And so I didn't, I guess one time that he got sick, we just stopped. The communication stopped. And it was unbeknownst to me. So.
That's a good companion. Marciano back there, boo. You were kind of like the quiet one, it seemed like, in the season. Like, you would see in the background and all this stuff. Yet, you had a lot of, like, brands and all this stuff that it came out. Like, why weren't you maybe a little more vocal about it? Like, because you got some shit going on, boo.
I do got some stuff going on. I did film some of my stuff, but you may have to ask production about that.
We'll worry about production later. What can you control in those situations? Just being maybe more vocal than the ones that you were there,
For some of the scenes that were in, there were a mess. So I don't get into mess.
Okay.
Anyone that knows me, I don't get into mess.
So this was a messy bunch.
Not this much, but yeah, there was some mess.
Okay. So tell me, so you had a skincare line. What's the name of that skincare line?
Skincare line. There's Warrior Faces.
Okay.
I got that. I also have joggers. And
spring summer.
And I also have an underwear line as well.
Well, we can see that later in the season.
Yeah.
Still love it.
I think you need to be a little bit more present because I ain't even know nothing about. I've probably seen this one time, but you need to be. If that's your business, it need to be represented on your page. I think your skincare line, whatnot, or what you doing facials, that's present, but you need to be a little bit more present with your business. Like people walk in your business, you should have one of your job scraps right now. I could have worn one scrap. That's all I'm saying. You need to stop being shy. You need to make your money.
You know what? It's not me being shy. I really think my business is rolling like it's supposed to roll.
Right.
My underwear line, my joggers line, my skincare line is going. You might not see it on Instagram.
Okay.
But it's rolling.
Okay. Well, keep it rolling.
Yeah. Keep it rolling.
You know what?
Always do.
Okay. That's all.
We gonna do it. We gonna roll into the next. Done. We're gonna roll to the next episode. We got a lot more questions coming on, so thank you for checking out episode 1. But next week we got more explosive stuff on episode 2. Stay tuned for Set It Off Atlanta reunion, and we'll see where it goes.
Who the boss, bitch? Who they mad at? Who the bad bitch? I told you who the bad bitch. Pop the champagne, I'm that nigga. Blow up your spot, hoe, take 6 figures. Sex good, girl, how you figure? A rock star can't take your nigga. A bad bitch, here I came with a plan, and I air this bitch out with my dick in my hand. With your nigga screaming out in the stands. No need to be cocky and your bitch is a fan. Listen, babe, I get shit poppin' just right. The flyest nigga walking, keep bread, catch flights. Party all night, rock that bitch just right. Knocking hating ass bitches out on sight. Let it be known, ho, stay in your lane, cause you know.